When I walk in a room, I want people to know that I am that girl. I want people to know I am she is her.
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore.
I want to command the room. If you want to build up your self-esteem and assertiveness in your personal life, I want to give you some steps. I have been the girl that when I walk into a room, I don't have it together, and I could not have it together, but you would never know that. And there's certain steps that you have to take in your personal life to be able to exude confidence. And I want to show you how. So if you're interested, please watch. I have been at a point to where I struggled with my self-esteem. And let's be clear, my self-esteem is not always on 1,000. I have highs, I have lows, I have times to where I'm extremely confident, and then I have times to where I could be struggling. And I never want people to see me sweat.
Wow, okay.
If I'm walking into a room, I want to walk into the room with confidence. Even though I may not be it, you would never know it. So I want to be able to teach you guys steps on how to build your confidence and self-esteem and assertiveness in your personal life. And these steps you just should be applying in your life in general. But I want to share tips on how to build that. But before you do, I'm Deanna Darcell. I am a motivator, an empowerer. I am here to create a safe place for you to be able to share, to be vulnerable, and I'm here to share my life. So if you're interested, please like and subscribe. If not, let's jump into it. The first thing I want to talk about is personal empowerment. So you have to figure out, what does personal empowerment mean to you? So for me, it is me being confident in my skin, me being happy with where I'm at, me being able to exude a sense of confidence. And personal empowerment starts from within. So it starts with the things I'm telling myself. It starts with, there's so many things that it starts with, but that is my definition of personal empowerment. But what is your definition of personal empowerment? If you have one, put it below. If not, I also want to know, what is your definition of confidence? So for me, it's being comfortable in my skin. Me being comfortable with who I am. Me being comfortable with my impurities. Me being comfortable not being perfect, but in my eyes, I am.
And that's on period.
Confidence is something that you could exude. Confidence is something that people can pick up on and read your energy. And in order to build my confidence, there was a lot of steps that I had to go through. But what's your definition of confidence?
I don't know.
So, anywho, I want to, the number one thing that I recommend is self-awareness and reflection. It is key that you look inward and say to yourself, you know what? I got to fix X, Y, and Z. Or you know what? I am not perfect. So let me figure out X, Y, and Z. You have to have some type of self-awareness that you are not God.
I am a God. Everybody says, who does he think he is? I just told you who I thought I was.
That you are not perfect, that you are always improving. and reflect on it and be open to change, be open to feedback, be open to hearing from people that, of course, you love, things about yourself that you might want to work on. But nobody is perfect.
I'm stronger. I'm smarter. I'm better.
So one way that I do self-awareness is I start a journal. I journal. I talk to God. I talk to God so much. I now put it in my phone, but I used to write it out. But just having a journal, putting it on paper on purpose, you're able to reflect and really understand. I think putting it on words helps you get a grasp of things. So that's one thing that you should do for self-awareness. But another one is actually writing down your strengths and your weaknesses. So you always want to try to look for scenarios and environments that help you to improve your weaknesses and your strengths. And you want to insert yourself in environments to where your strengths can help you to flourish. So I'm constantly looking at improvement. So I tend to not really listen to people. That is not one of my stronger points. So I want to improve listening to people and actually hearing them. I can just say, okay, yes, but actually listening to them.
All right, listen.
And trying to read on cues is something that I want to improve on. Versus what I'm great at is giving advice. I could give you advice for days. I've read so many books, I could quote so many quotes for you, help you in a certain scenario. But I want to be able to listen on a different level. I hear you, but I want to listen to you. I really want to interpret and understand what you're saying and get an understanding of that. But identifying your strengths and areas for improvement is key in self-awareness and reflection. And then set personal goals that align with your values and passions. So you're always going to have ways to improve. And when you look at the self-awareness and reflection, you're going to want to try to figure it out. But as I said earlier, you're going to want to set goals that are going to heighten and enhance who you are and your purpose. So keep that in mind. Number 2, self-talk. Guys, self-talk is something that you continually will have to work on. You're not going to be able to just wake up every single day and be positive. It's hard, but if I could wake up, if last week I woke up 5 days being positive, my goal is to do 6. My goal is to do 7. Sometimes I might only do 4. But just being more conscious of the things that you are telling yourself. Literally this week, I said, you know what? I want to lose weight. And I've got to stop telling myself I'm fat.
Stop it! Enough!
I have to stop saying that. I have to stop thinking that. So now what I'm doing is I'm thinking of me being in love with fitness. I'm thinking of me getting into those jeans and the feeling that I'm going to feel once I get inside those jeans that I haven't been able to fit in, and me being in love with my health. So those are the things that I'm telling myself, because when I look at myself, I can honestly say, okay, I feel so fat. I've gained so much weight. I'm sick of X, Y, and Z. And I got to stop doing that. So your self-talk is important, But meanwhile, you want to practice gratitude. So thank you to insert whoever you believe in. I believe in God. Thank you, God, for waking me up today. Thank you, God, for me being able to have my senses. Thank you, God, for this body that I have. Thank you, God, for shifting my mindset to a better mindset of me loving myself. So actually being grateful for you being where you're at in this present moment is key when it comes to self-talk. And then you want to celebrate your wins. Like, thank God I got through this time. Thank God I got through this time of me being positive. Or you know what? Thank God I was about to be negative. But then, boop, it didn't happen. And I want to celebrate that. So celebrating small wins always is key. Number 3, skill development. Learn new skills or hobbies that interest you. So I forever, y'all, been wanting to be fluent in Spanish. I've taken Spanish classes, but I never have been consistent with it. So I'm constantly starting over, constantly on chapter 1 and 2 and learning the basics. And I said to myself, Deanna, you got to either figure this out or let this go. Like, are you going to commit to this and do something about it, or are you going to change? So, but it's an improvement that I've always wanted. So just do it.
Do it! Just do it!
Just freaking do it, Deanna. And I got to keep telling myself that. So skill development definitely is key. Read books or listening to podcasts. I'm the most self-improvement queen out here. I highly recommend self-improvement books. Every now and then I'll read a thriller, but I'm constantly trying to improve my mindset and learn different techniques because there's always some new stuff out there. Number 4, physical health. Listen, just put your feet on some grass. Put your feet on some grass. You don't have to do a marathon. You could want to do a marathon. You could really do whatever you want to do. But if you can just walk, if you can just get outside, soak up some sun, that's something. So I highly encourage you doing something outside and that's not inside, and really, really working on your actual physical health. That will help your confidence. Last and not least, which is my favorite, healthy boundaries. Learn to say no without feeling guilty. No.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
No, it's okay. And then that's it. And then I don't ever owe you an explanation. Understand that. Learn to say no and be okay with it. Set limits in relationships and respect your needs. These are all part of the healthy boundaries. So setting limits, saying, you know what, I don't want to deal with that today, or you know what, I don't have time for that today, or you know what, I'm good on that today, and being okay with it. And last but not least, in healthy boundaries, you want to communicate boundaries clearly and assertively. Listen, I'm not available. I put my phone on D&D. At 8 o'clock, I set a timer. 8 o'clock, my phone goes on D&D because I don't want to have to deal with anything. I don't want to have to deal with it. I want to deal with it on my own terms. So my phone goes on D&D at 8 o'clock, 8 to 9 a.m. If I choose to pick up my phone, I will. But it goes on D&D. Those are my boundaries. You cannot have access to me all different times of the night. It's just not going to work. That's just not how we're going to do things. So setting boundaries. That was number 5. So let's go over them again. Number 1, self-awareness and reflection. Number 2, positive self-talk. Number 3, skill development. Number 4, physical health. Number 5, healthy boundaries. Once you can work on those things, your personal empowerment and confidence will go through the roof. You will be comfortable in your skin. You will be okay with being who you are. You will be okay with setting boundaries. That makes you sure. That makes you very, very set in who you are and your purpose here on earth. The most important one was the boundaries, y'all. I cannot stress that enough. Set those boundaries. Watch yourself talk. If you could get these down packed, I promise you, you will love the skin that you are in. So I wanted to be quick today. Listen, thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, I am Deanna Darcell. I'm here to power, motivate, build up your confidence. I'm here to help you just be who you are and loving it, okay? So if you also want to learn about some tips and micro tips on the soft life, please watch my last video. If not, I will see ya again. Ciao.